3, 2, 1.
The following Pulpery podcast is brought to you by The Goddamn Sauce. Go to thegdsauce.com for details to order all the sauces to replace your ordinary condiments. Welcome to the Pulpery Politicscast with Brock and Ben. This podcast is where we discuss the political headlines that intrigue us and all those little jerks that enrage us.
So, being a military child,
Yes,
a army brat, as it were.
so to speak.
Yeah, I'm kind of not. Went to a bunch of different schools.
You are a brat, yeah.
I am, and my dad was in the army. The thought of these humans working. If you told me I needed to wake up tomorrow for 7 a.m. and go work anywhere between 8 and 10 hours, and oh, by the way, I'm not going to pay you a fucking thing, I'd lose my mind.
On top of, oh, by the way, you have to do the job of two people because we're not promoting.
Oh, right,
people
that's
at this
it.
time.
And then knowing that the reason behind all of this is because there's like 8 cocksuckers
Yeah. The skeeviest of the skeeves.
in government. There's 8 people, give or take. I don't know how many it is, 12?
I think
don't
there's,
know what the nays are at this point.
what is it, where it's like there's 10 or 12 in the Freedom Caucus.
Right.
But it's 8 that's holding up
Thank you.
everything.
Okay, that's. So, again, that goes back to my question.
If I recall correctly.
No, that's why I kept going
10,
12, 10, 8. I can't believe that our government is set up to where one person can hold up military confirmations.
Well, so...
Or like 8 people can hold up, okay, I'm going to pay millions of people their paychecks that they work for.
Well, so real quickly to clarify on what
Please.
we've been complaining for like the last 2 weeks. So was it last week Schumer finally called a vote on the appointment of the chief of the Joint Chiefs?
Correct. Yeah, they just said, fuck you, we're going to do it.
Yeah. And of course, Tuberville tried to be like, "There's what I've been asking for the whole time." It's like you want to go through hundreds of military appointments one by one with the entire Senate. Like that's
Correct.
That is a bureaucratic nightmare. So
Clearly.
but what the beauty part about what Schumer did was he was calling a vote on a lower level dude and was like, "No, we're going to do the Joint Chiefs right now." And then they had to vote on 2 generals. But we're still talking about like
Which
50 or 60
foregone
appointments.
conclusions to begin with.
Yes. But for some reason, Tuberville, instead of doing it in committee, where you do it as a package deal, is that he wants to do them one by one. Like, so you're purposely slowing down government and holding up our military from the natural, like you said, foregone conclusions.
Right. One person. One football coach.
Yeah.
I just, these are the things in government that I don't understand. Just like 8 people blocking the paychecks of so many humans.
And then you have, so finally, like the Senate, who's in charge of confirmation,
Today, right before we came on air,
is, and this is what's baffling to me, is that someone like Mitch McConnell,
even though we're not really sure if he's still there.
sure, but like this is where he shows his mental stability, is that
Which is what we talked about last week. Like,
he comes out and they get a bipartisan deal done in the Senate, and then, but even before that, he comes out and tells McCarthy, or not directly, but in the press, here's how you fix this fucking problem.
And
is
the
that,
turtley way he is.
But you, instead of, forget these 8 motherfuckers over here, you broker a deal with the Democrats,
right?
And then you get like what
everyone
you need
but those
10, 12 Republicans to
it's
side
so
with
close.
you.
Yeah, I don't even.
And then just sign on to a Democrat deal that keeps the government running, because that's all that they're asking for.
Put it this way, they're going to vote no confidence. I don't know if that's what they call it. But they're going to do that no matter what.
Exactly.
When this is all done.
So get the deal done now.
If you get the deal done, at least you can say
Yeah.
to save your political career, because that seems to be the only thing. They don't give a fuck about governing. You can say, I helped save millions of people, their paychecks and their jobs, and the country is still rolling.
And we don't tank the American economy even further
Than it is already.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, you think inflation is bad now. Imagine when our credit rating as a nation drops
And
to a second world nation.
those 8 Republicans, humans, they are willing.
Well, that's questionable.
They
but
are
yeah.
willing to cut off their nose, both their ears, and their feet
And dicks.
to let that happen.
Yeah.
Just to say, this old fucker in the White House can't do anything.
Well, not even that, and that they make McCarthy look bad.
Well, that's going to happen anyways. He's McCarthy.
Right, because it's not enough. It's not enough that you all are affiliated with the same parties. That you're not the type of Republican that they want you to be.
It is high school cliques at its best. It is peak high school clique.
Which is why McConnell's going, like, talk with the Democrats, because the Democrats, and I mean, whether you want to take this as like promoting them or not, they are unified on their side. Hakeem Jeffries has done almost what Pelosi could not do, which is get the progressives to stop yapping so much.
Get them all right here, because this is where we win.
Let them fuck themselves up.
Correct. We do not need to be out there eye for an eye. But at this point in time, it's fine. Let them do their thing, and we're going to get it fixed.
Right. Whereas if McCarthy even just, farted the scent of, I'm willing to work with you all, the Democrats are not petty enough right now to go, we're going to let the government tank so we look good in the next
they're going to be like,
cycle.
You know what? I have saved this particular seat for you.
Yeah.
And, oh, by the way, look at this glass of scotch I bought for you. So this is all we've been asking for. Afterwards, you can go fuck off. But right now, here.
But guess what?
Enjoy this.
Guess what we get to take credit for?
Exactly.
And that's the problem.
And you will still lose your job.
That's the problem with McCarthy, is that he's unwilling to give House Democrats even the slightest sniff of a victory.
And I saw the cuts that they, like, the red lines, as they call it. It's bad.
Yeah.
Really, really bad.
They want to get rid of social programs, pretty much.
Yeah. And not just like
which is so stupid, because
it's
like 90% of their voting base relies on Social Security in some shape or form.
Like, if you don't look at all that, but like lunches for kids or heating tax, all of that shit. Yeah, they're half of their voter base. A third of their voter base will be without heat because they can't afford it.
Yeah.
Their kids will not be given meals at school. Okay? If you homeschool, you're not going to be able to afford anything. Straight up.
But these are people that think global warming means winters aren't going to be that bad. So
yeah, we'll see about that, El Nino.
Yeah.
So,
wait till the next deep freeze in Texas in the winter, and
they shut down their entire fucking grid.
Yeah.
All right, let me hear about fucking secession.
And Ted Cruz goes off to Cancun again.
Secession.
I
said it right the first time, Brock. That's what you get. So much for that when they don't have power. And it's 12 degrees. I hope Biden tells him to go fuck himself. And I'm not the biggest Biden fan. We'll talk about him. Although, dude has gigantic balls. I can't remember in my lifetime.
It's never happened.
Ever.
Yeah.
Okay,
no
that's what I thought.
president has ever visited a strike, let alone stand on. Yeah.
Back to the unions.
Right. Yeah.
That takes
cojones.
Gigantic
huevos.
And he had
he had the megaphone out there.
Yes. and again, Trust me, he should not be running for president again. He's done wonderful things. I think he's handled shit like he should do. Of course, he's had some hiccups. He's an old man. Whatever. This is... It could be...
It's savvy, yeah.
It could be game-changing.
Well, in my mind, the deal is... throwing the support to the UAW. Well, and I was gonna say,
let's not get it twisted here.
If anybody, any of our 5 longtime listeners, I'm pro-union. So I mean,
8. Yeah. Come on,
but
don't sell ourselves short.
Sure, whatever. We do it for fun.
It's therapy.
But this is like, after this, no one can come out and go, I'm more pro-union than Joe Biden. Like, the
motherfucker
stood
flew
online
and stood online.
Yeah.
With a megaphone in support.
I'm sure SAG's really trying to get him out there now.
Openly support. Oh, well, that'll just go against the whole Hollywood Democrat. That's why the unions and the auto worker association is that, did I say that right? Union of Auto Workers.
Yeah.
Okay. I did it backwards. And I added association
or
because I'm
automobile workers, yeah.
Because I'm a football fan, so everything's an association.
Sure, yeah.
I when I saw that he was planning that, I lost my mind.
Well, it started, he was just going to go visit him.
Right.
But then he straps on the hat and the little zip
does it all. He cosplays.
And jumps on, yeah. But I mean, but that's also walking. Granted, too, he's and as president, that's not an easy thing to be, because you understand the economic ramifications of a huge union stopping American production.
Exactly.
But frankly speaking, and this goes to what's going on in Hollywood with the guilds.
It's funny how it's all happening.
But this should be, and it's something I try and, I don't want to say preach, but, say is that, but, well, I mean, in and outside of my classroom, is that it's, when our country is great when we have strong unions.
When everybody's working.
Because it keeps the super powerful in check, and it brings that money back to the middle class.
Exactly.
And if the middle class is doing strong, then that means there's more people from the lower end that can get up, and people from the middle.
There's more money going into the economy because the middle class is making more money.
They're the spenders.
Exactly.
They don't. I mean, there's some investment, but it's buying homes.
They are the spenders.
And the more homes they buy, the lower the housing costs go down.
They're not. Exactly. They're not quite the paycheck to paychecks, but the people who have that additional money to spend to move the economy forward and not just pay for electricity and food and rent.
But that's why, in the situation we're in right now, if we had a larger middle class in this country, interest rates would not be... The Fed would not have to raise interest rates. It would just be, hey, everybody, go out and buy a few more things. Buy a couple more iPhones, do this, do that.
I mean, they want us to do that anyway.
Yeah. So we wouldn't be in this situation, but because of deregulation and villainizing of unions over the last 50, 60 years.
So here's the thing. You ready?
We
should call unions guilds. And we need to teach the youth. They already know that joining a clan and a guild.
Right, exactly.
The community, and I'm not trying to sound hippy-dippy. I don't give a fuck. I'm trying to make a joke here. That the collective...
But you talk about people that play World of Warcraft, Minecraft.
That's what I'm fucking saying here. Join a guild.
Yeah.
Clash of clans. Join a clan.
Right.
I don't give a fuck, but...
And then We want to take this time to thank you for supporting the Pulpery Podcast. We are available on all podcast platforms, so please follow us and turn on the downloads. You can always delete them later. If audio is not your thing, we are on YouTube. Check out our page and hit the subscribe button, like our episodes, and share with all your friends. Follow us on all the socials for our latest content, and additional takes on the latest stories and news. If you need a change for your taste buds, go to thegdsauce.com and change the way you think about the way you eat. From their signature goddamn sauce to their ghost pepper sauce, they have everything you need to rethink condiments. Help support an independent business by getting rid of your same old condiments and boss up with the goddamn sauces.
So now that we have a Democrat who's been indicted on basically the same thing.
Well,
It's all a fucking grocery bag of the same shit.
Even before Menedez, who is that New York Congress? Oh,
Santos?
No, Charles Rangel.
Oh my God, you went there.
Charlie Rangel.
Charlie
hello.
Rangs. Charlie Rangs.
I'm here to work for you.
Charlie Rangs.
I also do it for the money under the table.
So, here are a couple of questions I have coming out of all this. Are we now just seeing, like, them being exposed? Or people now just going like, meh, nothing's going to happen. I'm just going to do whatever the fuck I want, and I'll still be a senator, and I will bribe everybody and take all of this other shit.
Well, we're, even back in the day.
Yeah, well,
let's fucking do it.
It's Wu-Tang's for the children. It's just, we got a preference back in the day.
Shaolin shadowboxing.
Yes.
But like, remember, I even forget the dude's name, but who got caught tapping his foot in the bathroom stall for gay sex.
I immediately went to what's his face in D.C. who smoked crack.
Marion Barry.
Thank you,
But he was not in Congress. But so
still,
it used to be the party policed itself, right?
Right.
Like, so
Frankton, Al.
he did that himself.
But he knew that.
It came out about the groping thing, and then he was like,
And
you know
he
what?
dipped.
Yeah.
What happened to that? When I told you about this, my whole thing was like, what happened to something happened? Okay, I admit it. I'm gonna go away. Because now Loan Bobert can give fucking hand jobs in a theater full of kids, and she's the greatest congresswoman in history.
Well, I mean, predominantly, if it's like of a sexual nature, like usually, the party goes like, hey, you need to step down, or they say, I don't want to embarrass the party even more.
Well, let's see, Jim Jordan.
Financially, though, that's always been an issue. Like, there was the SNL scandal. Like, remember, even John Glenn was involved in that. Yeah. And he was like, I'm not stepping down from that. And only if it took until congressmen were indicted.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And
that's
get the
where,
whole,
with, Bob Menendez, it's like, look, like, a grand jury
innocent until proven guilty. But if you get to...
Sure.
If a grand jury says, yeah, we're good, we should indict you, then
I will say
smoke,
this.
There's fire.
Or sometimes, like, if it's New Jersey, or it's like Menendez is New Jersey. Yeah.
Yep.
So, Jersey, if he were a senator, it would be get the fuck out, let the governor, who's a Democrat, appoint your replacement.
So, okay, good. I'm glad you said that, because that was going to be one of my questions about what happens if you step down.
But because he's a House rep, right? He's a House rep?
Yeah. Senators, I hate to say this, but senators tend to hide their shit better.
Sure. But a House rep, if he leaves, there has to be a special election.
There has to be. Right.
So,
that's not appointed like a senator, right? Or
granted,
if somebody's retiring.
Yeah.
Somebody's retiring, can they say this person, or does it have to be...
No. I mean, if it's the House, if they're leaving before their term is up, there has to be a special election to fill the remainder of that term.
Okay. Senate is different?
Senate, the governor gets to appoint the replacement until the end of that term.
This is an education program, kids. Thank you. Go ahead.
Yeah. So that's why, like, for instance, with, like, Dianne Feinstein,
right?
People are saying, go ahead, retire. Gavin Newsom, who's a Democrat, can appoint your replacement.
At least until the next general election for that seat.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, what the fuck is wrong with her? That gets into the conversations we've had.
Yeah, like handlers, advisors, people like that, thinking like, well, if you go, she'll do whatever she says, or the person saying. So
somebody has to step in for Mitch McConnell too, and I'm not just
well,
talking about her,
so
but like there's
the
several.
reason the conversation's not like that about McConnell is Kentucky has a Democrat mayor, Andy Beshear. So if McConnell were to step down, a Democrat would appoint his replacement, and most.
But they asked him about rerunning, and he went.
Well, again, if he decides not to run again, most likely Kentucky's going to elect a Republican.
Right,
to replace him.
whoever's right behind him that he endorses.
Sure, yeah. He gets to pick. He could pick his replacement that way.
Yeah.
But if he ends before his,
if he vacates, he
then,
can't do that.
Now he might do that if in the next gubernatorial run, Andy Beshear is either term limited or a Democrat doesn't get elected. Then once a Republican's in, then he might go, all right, I'm out. I got to go take a shit, and then
they just bury him. Weekend at Bernie's.
So to each his own. But
I just
but with a House rep, they're going to have a special
I know
election.
they have to special election.
But again, in the state of New Jersey, that's going to be a Democrat anyway. And
really, why do I think Jersey is super hard?
I mean, sometimes
they're more like, I guess, center right.
Yeah, or I mean, they do that with like their governors and shit. But like their congressional representation is, and I think like Menedez isn't a solid Democrat. I mean, the guy's been there for a while.
Yeah, exactly.
So. And somebody's
it's not
already
like Santos in New York,
who
just won as a hard R.
But because of this, he's already got at least one Democratic challenger in the next primary. So
absolutely. Because someone went, okay, finally,
yeah,
they can get behind me, and the Democratic Party.
Yeah, not somebody who is getting paid in gold bars. Like again. Who's he working with? Dr. Evil?
No, I thought he was working with like Gary Busey in Lethal Weapon 1 or something. Or is that Lethal Weapon 2 where they had fucking Cougarans?
Gold bar stands for great, ornate, laminated, decorated.
No. Who the fuck is trading? And I get it, whatever. But who the fuck is going, here's my gold bar?
Well, yeah, like, I know we still have a gold standard, but
everything's
mainly credit anyway now.
So who goes, here's this gold bar, how much is
this?
I don't know, I waited.
This is another argument for getting old people out of government, is that they're literally
taking donations
hoarding
in gold bars.
Like, what is it, Al Swearingen in Deadwood?
Yes! What the? Okay.
Does he have a bag of opium next to his gold in his safe?
I think he did. Like right here, next to that bed. Let's get to fucking.
Yeah. He's got to bring Wu in to negotiate the opium contract.
And if he doesn't like him, he's going to
switch it.
Have them fucking fed to pigs. Gold bars. What year was that? What, 1800? When was that?
Oh, that was 1870s.
Okay, there you go. So we're talking long time ago. Not quite dinosaurs. Gold bars.
Although around New Orleans, we might want to start stashing some gold bars to buy fresh fucking water.
We're gonna need to be. I have a tarp that is collecting rainwater, I need.
That's actually not a bad idea.
I'm Tom Hanks.
Yeah, you just have to. That's a light boil. You don't have to distill it like you would with salt. So,
I'm surprised everybody's buying water. How come nobody's buying like camping equipped
because we're not smart.
I'm gonna go on Amazon tomorrow and buy 20 of them.
If there's anybody outside the region, the Mississippi River is so shallow that the Gulf of Mexico is intruding, and pretty much in the next 2 weeks we'll be up to New Orleans.
So what's going to happen is that river may reverse. There's no way it reverses its flow.
No.
Are we sure about that?
Yeah.
And neither one of us are scientists.
Well, but I mean, like, basic geography is...
It would have to flow towards us.
Yeah.
No matter how much the ocean or the Gulf pushes in.
Yeah, because of elevation. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure. I needed that ease of mind.
Yeah. No, I mean that's not going to happen. But like there's tons of shit that is like terrifying about it. Like there's the saltwater wedge that is pushing its way up
that you can see with your eyeballs. It's not just something like, oh man, we got salt water pushing up here. It's a fucking brackish water we can't drink.
Yeah.
No, there is a line
that
you can actively follow.
It's a green line versus a brown line. Yeah.
And I get that they're putting out buoy dams. Like what?
So they've enacted an underwater levee. There's already been one there, and they're going to add to it.
Well, I knew there was one there because of hurricane and the
to stop the
flood
surge.
Surge. That's what it was.
So and now it's being used to prevent saltwater. So they're trying to add to that, but they've also the National Guard is bringing in 36 million gallons of water.
Yeah, are they going to deliver that to everybody? Or are we just going to fight over it?
They're going to have stations, and then it's going to be, somebody saying I need 80,000 gallons of water. It's one dude living in one house.
I am not doing a station.
No,
boil fucking water.
Now, the only problem to your solution is it's not fucking raining down here.
Correct.
We're supposed to be living in a swamp at the top of the tropical region, and it hasn't rained legitimately in 2 months.
We are currently in a burn ban. If that tells you we are
anything,
technically the tropics.
Yeah.
And there is a burn ban.
We should have the same weather as the Bahamas.
That's like the Amazon having a burn ban.
You wanted to say bird ban.
I did.
You did.
I did.
You can't ban birds in the Amazon.
Bird man.
They fucking can't. They own the Amazon.
You cannot ban Michael Keaton from anything. Although, Space Ghost, everybody should watch.
Absolutely.
Since we're talking about Birdman.
Coast to Coast. Also, Birdman, Attorney at Law.
That's the best one.
Yeah.
So, what the fuck? So this is a real live thing. And not just for New Orleans, but for people in the lower...
Yeah, in the coastal region.
Yeah,
I would assume Mobile's going to run into this problem.
Right.
Biloxi's going to run into this problem.
You've got Mobile.
Galveston should run into this problem.
So it will go basically the entire Gulf, at all of the places at Lake Charles for sure.
The entire center of the United States, is in a drought.
Yeah.
Which is why we're totally fucked. Because there's not even rain up in Minnesota.
There's not rain or snow melting that is coming down.
Right.
Right. So, even though we're the ones... Sorry. We're the ones feeling it now, it will eventually get to everyone.
Yeah, or we're being affected by what's happening to them. So up in St. Louis, there's this historic island that's in the middle of the Mississippi, and you can walk to it now.
Really?
Whereas before, it was
you'd get swept away to the Gulf.
Two football fields out off the edge of the bank. Now you can walk to it and climb up it. And
you have to climb.
Yeah, because it's
because it was an island.
And 2 years ago, it was you had to puddle jump there. Now it's completely dry.
Now I can just go out there in my
and there's a creek running. So
is there? God damn it! A creek. The creek has no water in it anymore.
So I guess the sum is we're all. The following Pulpery podcast is brought to you by The Goddamn Sauce. Go to thegdsauce.com for details to order all the sauces to replace your ordinary condiments. Pulper is a privately produced podcast by Brock Ryder and Ben Grimmie. On social media and photography by Beck Ryder. Original music by the Heisenberg Compensators.